back, everyone. My name is Patrick. You're watching the Oilers Rundown. Well, it's trade deadline eve, and Ken Holland delivered us another trade today. It was an expected target for the Edmonton Oilers, although ironically, Elliot Friedman, appearing on Oilers Now with Bob Stauffer, heard that Nick Bjugstad to the Edmonton Oilers was unlikely. And then sure enough, about, less than an hour later, Nick Bjugstad is an Edmonton Oiler. So it was a trade that was expected, thanks to a quote from Elliot Friedman, a little bit unexpected for a very short period of time, but then it did officially happen. So here's how the whole trade went down. To the Edmonton Oilers, forward Nick Bjugstad and defenseman Cam Dineen. To the Arizona Coyotes, defenseman Michael Kesselring and Edmonton's 2023 third-round draft pick. The Arizona Coyotes also retained 50% of Nick Bjugstad's contract, making him a $450,000 cap hit for the Oilers for the rest of the season, as Bjugstad is a pending UFA. I've seen a lot of mixed reaction on Twitter regarding this trade. Overall, I'm fairly happy with it. If we look back to last season, Nick Bjugstad was scratched by the Minnesota Wild in the playoffs in, I believe, 6 of their 7 games that they played. So that stat doesn't really fill you with a lot of optimism. But I think it's clear that Nick Bjugstad really took a step forward this year with the Arizona Coyotes. It was basically the perfect place for him to go, to find his game. Media members like Craig Morgan just speak of him glowingly. Great reviews from his teammates, from his general manager. I think Nick Bjugstad really did find his game this year. As we take a look at some of his numbers and stats here, 13 goals, 10 assists, 23 points so far this year in 59 games played, plus 7 overall. Not easy to do on a struggling Arizona Coyotes team, so a real positive in my books there. Dom Luszczyszyn, the numbers cruncher for The Athletic, gave us these numbers on Nick Bjugstad. He has a market value of $3.5 million, surplus value of $2.6 million, and the Oilers are getting him for $450,000. So really hard not to see this as a positive for the Edmonton Oilers. I'm very happy with this acquisition. Nick Bjugstad had this to say on joining the Edmonton Oilers. Edmonton was a team you kind of looked at as a possibility when you heard rumblings. This is a team I definitely wanted to go to. To be on the same side as Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl will be nice. And he had this to say on the state of his game. I needed to find my game a little bit. I feel like I'm making strides towards where I want to be, and that goes along with trying to win a Stanley Cup at this age. You never know how many chances you'll get, and it seems like that squad can make a run. We also learned today that Nick Bjugstad will wear number 72. I believe he is the first Edmonton Oiler ever to wear that number, and it was previously worn by Oilers mascot Hunter, but he has relinquished it to Nick Bjugstad, I'm sure, begrudgingly. If we take a look at what the Oilers had to give up in the deal, defenseman Michael Kesselring, prospect for the Edmonton Oilers that was playing in Bakersfield, right shot. He definitely looked like he had a future with the Oilers, but you have to give to get in these situations, and the Oilers do get another defenseman, Cam Dineen, left shot, coming back in the deal, so the Oilers do still have another prospect defenseman coming back. I've seen a lot of people upset about losing Kesselring. I was a fan of him as well. He looked like he had some potential, but the Oilers are in win-now mode. They already have some young guys up on the team, Philip Broberg, Evan Bouchard, Vincent Desharnais, although it can be argued Vincent Desharnais isn't that young. But you can see my point that another young defenseman would have a really hard time fighting his way onto the roster here. And as far as the 2023 third-round pick goes, that seems pretty standard here for what the Oilers and Coyotes are doing. Coyotes retaining 50%. I kind of saw Bjugstad going for a third or a fourth-round pick, so that price tag, 2023 third-round pick, Michael Kesselring, Oilers get a prospect back in Cam Dineen, and they get a guy I think will help them here on the playoff run in Nick Bjugstad. So, like I said, overall, really happy with this deal. According to initial reports, it doesn't look like Nick Bjugstad will be in the lineup tomorrow night against the Winnipeg Jets, but hopefully he will be in the lineup on Saturday when the Oilers, once again, play the Winnipeg Jets. Daniel Nugent-Bowman of The Athletic had the following to report today. The Oilers may or may not add another defenseman. The list is dwindling. John Klingberg, Matt Dumba, and Colton Parayko are all possibles, but he lists them as unlikely. Trevor Van Riemsdyk is another possibility, a player I could definitely go for if the Oilers wanted to add some depth. And for those looking for an update on Erik Karlsson, Daniel Nugent-Bowman noting today, it's his understanding the Oilers may take another run at landing Erik Karlsson in June around the draft. The Oilers will still, of course, be tight to the cap at that point, but they will have more flexibility than they do right now. And lastly for today, guys, Darren Dreger of TSN had this update on Kyler Yamamoto. Initial feedback on potential Yamamoto injury is positive. The Oilers should know more later today. Hopefully, he's able to play tomorrow. Some soreness, but nothing too concerning at this point. So great to hear on Kailer Yamamoto. His name has been in the trade rumor mill, so keep an eye on him. If he is good to go for tomorrow, perhaps the Oilers might still move him. The general belief is the Oilers are probably done at this point, but I'm really hoping for one more move. The Oilers have literally no cap space left at this point. Cap friendly showing them at 0. So if a trade does happen, the Oilers will have to move another contract out. They can send Devin Shore down to Bakersfield to create a bit more space there, about $850,000. But basically, if the Oilers want to do anything of significance, then yeah, another body is going to have to go out the door. So we'll see if it's Kailer Yamamoto, Cody Ceci, Warren Foegele, Derek Ryan, some names that have come up the last couple months here. Maybe it's a surprise name no one's thinking of, or maybe the Oilers are in fact done at this point. So I think that's all for me for now, guys, but I do have tomorrow off, took trade deadline day off, and all the trades might be done already. But something will happen tomorrow. Whether something happens with the Oilers, we shall see. Let me know what you guys think of the Nick Bjugstad acquisition. Do you think the Oilers are done? Is there other targets out there that you want them to go after? Let me know in the comment section below. If this is your first visit to the channel and you like what you see, please consider liking and subscribing for all the latest Oilers content. You've been watching The Oilers Fanatic. Thanks for being a fan. Take care, guys. I'll see you soon.